Hello and welcome to your Wednesday night episode of Doddie Aid Live. We are your warm-up to traitors. I have been warned. We must be finished in enough time where you can boil the kettle and get your custard creams in time for traitors to kick off. 3 nights to go. 3 nights to go of traitors. It's all on. It's all on. I'm in a bit of a state of shock at the moment because my 16-year-old, who has never lifted a finger in her life, cooked tea this evening, and it was magic. It was magic. Now, in shock news, Brooklyn Beckham was supposed to be hosting tonight, but I'm not letting him because it's all about me. So, Brooklyn, back in your box, son. It's Bruce Aitchison from Happiness is Egg-Shaped who is hosting this evening. Pre-traitors warm-up, what else are you going to do? Doddie Aid Live. Have you been racking up some miles? Have you been out for a walk? Have you cycled? Have you run? Have you rollerbladed? What have you been up to? Because you people are awesome. It is absolutely incredible to see what you have been up to. We started on January the 1st. There was loads of fruitcakes doing dukes, and we're going to talk a little bit about duking very, very soon. We're kicking off week 4 tomorrow. Week 4. January feels like it's lasted quite a lot of weeks, and we're only into week 4, and it's feel good week. Do what makes you feel good, even if that's not upright. And by that, I mean you could go swimming or you could do. So enjoy, do stuff that makes you feel good, and you can get a commuter badge. And for all those people who work from home, that's nice, isn't it? From bed to your laptop, the commuter badge is yours. It's that. It can just be that easy. It can be that easy. We are almost at 13,000 people. 13,000 people clad in tartan, out and about, getting busy, getting together, doing good stuff. Unreal. The onions have continued. The Welsh onions. I think we're going to learn more about that for next week. But if anybody's got the secret to the Welsh onion, please, please, please share. There's been some unreal stuff happening. I went to visit the Murrayfield CrossFitters at the weekend. CrossFitters have always scared the living daylights out of me. They are the fruitiest of fruitcakes. 24-hour row. Dougie Cross and his team going at it. I went in for a visit right at the beginning where they were all looking strong. The tray bake was insane. The Haribo was relentless. It was a little piece of heaven. And I didn't do any of the rowing, but I have to be honest, I didn't touch any of that either because we're on no puddings. Doddie Aid means no puddings. Stephen Gourley is doing his own 24-hour row, so he doesn't need his CrossFit pals. He's going for it. The Claire Vet group, that's not Claire the lady, that's Claire as in the place in Ireland, going for it, properly going for it, getting really competitive on those vet leagues. Jack and Amelia are doing 10K a day for the whole of Doddie Aid. That's far. And Craig Gordon doing 250 miles, walking, cycling, running, whatever it is. I think I'm up to quite a lot. I packed in a lot of the weekend because the Wian was swimming in Glenrothes. What are you going to do in Glenrothes? So I racked up a fair bit of distance, and I have to say, my t-shirt is fitting me a wee bit better this evening. It really is, after racking up some miles and doing a bit of sweating over the weekend. But just get out, do whatever it is, do what's good for you. We've got until February the 5th, so time's ticking. It's all happening. And talking about getting a bit hot and sweaty and sauna and doing it with people, we've got 2 superstars of Doddie Aid, especially this year, and they are pals. I've known one for a long, long time, and one we've just become new best friends. They've collaborated, they've got together, they're doing stuff that feels good, they're doing it their way, and they've both got a story to tell. So you're sick of listening to me already. Sometimes I bore myself. So let's not waste any more time and bring in the fabulous Caroline and Jamie. Hello, both. Good to see you.
Good evening, Bruce. I tell you, Jack and Amelia, 10K a day. Fair play.
Hi, Bruce.
That's far. There's somebody in my league who I'm not going to name because it's just it's too much. Attempting to do a marathon a day.
A marathon a
for
day?
the duration of Doddie Aid. Davy Jones, there you go. Davy Jones is trying to do a marathon a day. Now, last year, he tried to lift Murrayfield.
You're going to have to give me a bit of context here. This is incredible, Bruce.
Every day of Doddie Aid, he lifted another bit of weight that added up to the total weight of Murrayfield.
Yes, I remember this. That's right. That's right. What an amazing feat.
Absolute fruitcake. I'm raging he joined my league, though, because he's just 652 miles, and I'm back there with, I've hit the 200 mark. I'm on 205, but I'm not doing a marathon a day. Anyway, enough about that. Good to see you both. Caroline, let's start with you. You're the one I've known for a very long time, but talk me through your relationship with Jamie.
Well, do you know, Jamie and I go back a good few years now. So Jamie, our kids know each other, which is always nice. They started off in the same class, but going back a step, Jamie was the one who introduced me to cold water swimming, and we tied it in with Doddie Aid. So my first ever cold water swim was for Doddie Aid, and it was in the North Sea, and Jamie dragged me in. I'm not going to pretend that I went in voluntarily. You know, I was doing it for the charity, for foundation, first and foremost, but it was very much Jamie that got me in. From there, the two of us started swimming up to 7 days a week on some occasions. And then what happened is we dragged a few others in with us, and our group of 2 went to a now group of 6 core members of this group called Bob and Blether, which is our swimming community. But we have a total of 150 odd members. So it's it's been a lovely relationship, but my God, that was just competitive, that one. She motivates you.
That's hilarious. Talk me through when you say go in and swim, are you in, get wet, back out again for coffee and cake, or how long are you in there for?
No, Bruce, the clue is in the name. So our group is called Bob and Blether. Like, there is zero endurance sport aspect to this. So to be clocking up miles based on swimming alone, we would be sitting on a very low number, hence the walking, but we'll come to that in a bit. But yes, no, we very much go in the water. We have a wee bob about, we have a wee blether, and we have a cup of tea afterwards. And it's a very social, it's quite a nice way to pass your time, to be honest.
I love that. I love that. So there's no like Baywatch, you know, sometimes I'm doing Porty Beach or somebody with a red float floating behind them and they're giving it the head down front
none
crawl.
Of that. And in fact, if that was a prerequisite for the group, you can swim on, frankly. The best part of it, though, is that Jamie and Jane, well, one of our other 6 founding members, Jamie and Jane, started a brilliant sauna business, which Wild Scottish Sauna. So now we've taken the Bob and Blether relaxation aspect of it, the community, the chatting, and we've now put it in the luxury heat of these beautiful saunas. So yeah, it works out well. We've got good group.
I love it. They are beautiful saunas. So Jamie, there's the origin story, I think is what the cool kids call it now. And that collaboration has been really important for you, hasn't it? And the Wild Scottish Sauna and the Bob and Blether, and you've got this crazy target for Doddie Aid this year.
We do, yes. We are aiming to walk, as part of our league, 2 million steps between all of us.
I feel like that deserved a bit of a Dr. Evil. 2 million steps.
Yeah. So I'll leave you to do the math.
Can we just jump in here? Jamie, we need to stress from the outset, this was the back of a fag packet idea that just grew arms and legs, and we didn't do the math before we committed.
And Caroline does know how competitive I can be. So she was, straight off the back, we need to do this. How are we going to do this? And so we have our own Bob and Blether League, which has lots of our members on there. And my personal goal has been to walk 20,000 steps a day, which I have mostly managing. I've got a Whoop, so I track it all on my Whoop. And there was last Sunday, I did do 19,995, which was really, really annoying. I hadn't checked it before I went to bed.
Jamie, where are you going? I'm just going to the toilet and back because I'm only on 19,000.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If only I checked it before I went to sleep. It was the next day and I was really, really annoyed. So I did an extra 5 that day.
You have no idea. I cannot tell you, right? This woman, this woman could sell snow to Eskimos. You cannot say no to her. There are people who cower at the sight of her coming towards you, asking for something, because you are so inspirational, Jamie. And I think that's the key thing. You really have this incredible ability to get people together and to do things that they might not have considered as being possible for themselves. And I think that is something that Doddie Aid does amazingly well. It pushes you out of your comfort zone for such a good cause.
And we even managed
stupid things.
We managed to get our children out. It's become a real family thing to do as well. And our kids are all wearing the snoods, and they're just a part of this incredible thing that we're doing this month. And they keep asking how many steps and asking to look at the app and really want to be involved. And we even got them out on Sunday along West Sands Beach in the pouring rain. It was miserable. It couldn't have been more miserable and cold, but we did it, and we got our steps in.
I'm going to jump, because there's so much about what you just said there that absolutely floats my boat and gets me excited. Your kids are involved and they're interested, and it's something that, yes, there's an end to it that you can say, well done, we've achieved, but actually it's the doing it and just being involved that's the good bit. It's family. It doesn't matter who you are. You're out on the beach. It doesn't matter that it's raining, but maybe if it wasn't Doddie Aid, they might have stayed in, or you might have stayed in. So having that vehicle, I'm guessing you're enjoying it, because the 2 year sound like you're enjoying it, and you're inspiring other people to do it. How do we bottle that and get wider than the group that we've got just now? So I think we're almost at 13,000 people. We've had over 100,000 people involved in the time of Doddie Aid. How do we make that more, Jamie? What would be your advice? How do we go about doing that?
From the time that I've known Caroline, I think getting like-minded people on board just has this incredible ripple effect. And for us, working alongside Bob and Blair and anything really within the community and spreading that word, the snoods alone, the fact that our children are wearing them into school, it's a talking point, getting more people involved, and really pushing the leagues themselves and getting people to walk just that little bit more, or do some exercise every day. I just think it has an incredible ripple effect.
It's class. I think, Caroline, you're not somebody that does something on your own. You do that. You bring people in.
Yeah.
And
yes, she does.
You've, like Bob and Blair's gone from the 2 of you to 6 to 150. It's an amazing beast, and you've been invested in the foundation since the beginning, and in Doddie Aid since the beginning. It's getting people together and enjoying the social bit, and the physical bit's a side effect, isn't it?
Yeah, honestly, Bruce, I think when you look at, so Jamie and Jane were doing a Duke a day for mental health in November, right? And you look at what your mind is capable of, but when you do it with people, it's easier. And we're so blessed that with this tartan comes an immediate identifier. So the snood and the tartan, I had a conversation at the school pickup tonight. Now, for context, my wee lad has got a Darcy Graham mullet, right? He's got a rugby mullet, and needless to say, dear Mrs. Blair, your son has been experimenting with his hairstyle, but no, I fully endorse this haircut. But what I haven't received, and they have a really strict dress code, what I haven't received is any pushback on the snoods. And I think this is really important. What I would like to see, granted, it's probably to come. I like to average about 11 emails a week from the school. But I think what I would like to see is us taking that drive, that community spirit into schools. And I feel really quite strongly about this. January is not an easy month for so many. I think that mental health wise, it's the longest month. It lasts 455 days. It's financially a challenging month for some parents. There are so many aspects of Doddie Aid that extend beyond the good that it does for the foundation and for the awareness piece around MND. What I would like is a real push into schools so that we are getting those schools and the communities within them on board. The kids are getting actively engaged in it. If Jamie and I can get our kids on West Sands Beach with the wet rain sticking to our faces, hitting us all in all directions, and getting the Fife facial from the sand that's coming up as you're marching along, if we can do that, imagine what it looks like on a beautiful, pleasant day across Scotland and the rest of the UK.
I love that. And I was actually at Scottish Parliament this morning wearing my snood and my foundation bobble hat, and on my keys, my Doddie Aid lanyard, which were all confiscated for me by the security on my way in case I was campaigning. So you didn't get it in for the school, but the Scottish government are saying no, you're not allowed it in.
Dear Mr. Aitchison.
I'm glad you clarified what a Fife facial is as well. So thank you for that. Caroline, I said at the beginning about an MND story. Now yours is really in line with the foundation because your MND story is Doddie. So you're involved. I said you've been there since the beginning, which you have, of both the foundation and Doddie Aid, and you'll be in it for a long time. I know you will because of your commitment to it and your connection. Give me that connection. Tell it in your own words.
Like you, Bruce, I had the privilege and honour of sharing a stage with Doddie, and anybody, those of us that have been in that privileged position, know that beyond the character and beyond the energy and this amazing entertainment piece that Doddie gave as a gift to anyone that he appeared in front of or anybody he connected with, beyond that, what you were fortunate enough to experience with Doddie was an incredibly caring, incredibly professional operator. Doddie prepared, and he was such a slick entertainment piece. He just was the blueprint and the master plan of how it should and could be done. And when I worked at the Murrayfield Experience with Doddie, we would book in talent together, we would bring in, and his standards were so high for what he wanted people to leave a match day experience with. And there's a lot of laughs in there as well. Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I would always recall the lovely James Nicholson, who at the time was in charge of the Murrayfield Experience, you'll remember. I would always recall him coming to me first and saying, Caroline, I need you to have a wee word with us. We've got something happening in the Thistle and I'm not sure the licensors would be that happy. So we'd always have a laugh. But ultimately what I think I got from my years of working with Doddie was someone who reflected my own work ethic, but who just had this incredible way of connecting with each and every single person that he made contact with in that day. And it was a real privilege and an honour to be able to watch him at work. And it just never felt like work, did it? You were in the same boat. It just never felt like work.
Yeah, my one with James was when Doddie had got chatting to one of the waitresses who turned out she was single. So Doddie got her up after the game and auctioned her off to the highest bidder, which in a time of the Me Too movement was a difficult one to deal with. But Doddie got away with pretty much whatever he wanted.
I do remember as well when I was with one of the broadcasters many moons ago. Let's not count how many moons because I spend a lot of money trying to reverse the aging process these days. So let's not go into that. But I do recall being on the roof of one of the buildings in Edinburgh, and I was doing a live broadcast with Doddie. And I remember the size of the box. I used to carry a box of a step around with me, in the car, just so that whenever I was interviewing players, you had to have eye contact. Otherwise, it looks ridiculous. And of course, I'm not the tallest one, but for Doddie, I didn't need my little step. I actually had a proper kitchen. We're reaching the top shelf. We're putting the Christmas tree away, step ladder situation. But yeah, no, lots of good fun, and it's a real privilege and honour to be able to represent and to be a very proud ambassador for the My Name's Doddie Foundation.
Class. I love it. And yeah, I was there for some of the stuff you're talking about. Jamie, yours is slightly different, but just shows how far reaching now the MND community has become.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my husband and I had a very good friend, Aaron, who was diagnosed with MND late on in kind of 2019, just before we were all sort of struck with COVID. And in 2022, early on in 2022, the Brechin Rotary Club started a fundraiser, and this was through Brechin Golf Club. So my husband is an avid golfer, and they'd ask us for a bit of help. So, being the competitive person that I am, I wanted to help raise as much money as possible, knowing everything that Aaron was going through and his family and everybody else. So, we helped. I helped, got really on board with the fundraiser and to raise as much money as possible. So we raised in the end 40,000 for MND that kind of spring summertime, which was incredible. And actually, that's where the rugby came into it for me, because Caroline had offered to, she put together some auction prizes for the raffle, which was incredible. And then, unfortunately, that summer, late on, July 2022, we lost Aaron to MND, which was obviously incredibly sad. And then it kind of continued, I guess. I was walked alongside then Caroline. We did the bobbing every January. And then in 2023, and I laugh because Aaron would have found this hilarious. My husband was approached, Mark was approached to do the Doddie Grand Tour. Not a cyclist, had nothing to do with rugby ever, and definitely not a farmer, but had been asked to join this group called the Peddling Ploughman, to do this cycle. And I guess it's that when grief turns into action, and so you just go and you say yes. And I'm saying, God, it's 720 miles, and it's December now, and this is in February, or it was November, this is in February, when he didn't even own a bike. So I had no idea, what the outcome of this was going to be, but fully supported it. And again, we started the fundraising, and the boys got together, 6 of them, in last year in 2025, and did the Stranraer to Edinburgh cycle, 720 miles. And yeah, they did it. They did it. They did it together. They raised £64,000 in the end. It was incredible.
It's incredible.
It's funny though, because it's coming back to what Caroline said before. The tartan makes you do stuff when you get together with people. So it's so difficult to let people down. Like I am a genius at talking myself out of stuff.
Yeah. But
if you've arranged to meet somebody for a bob and a blether, or you're going on a cycle, or you've got to fulfill it, because otherwise you're letting people down. And it's also the social bit that keeps you going. And on those cycles, it's like being back in a changing room when you guys are bobbing and blethering. It's back to being kids again, and being on your bikes or up a tree or whatever it was you used to do to just be sociable. But now it's got a direction and a purpose, rather than just doing it for the sake of doing it. And it's amazing. I love hearing it. And the bob and blether, the Doddie Duke I did this year, I think it took me 2 days to warm up. I genuinely felt cold for such a long time. But there was, I don't know, there was maybe 30, 40 of us. And it was brilliant. It was such a great thing. And you just feel alive, and you're alive with other people that you care about. How can people get involved? Can you swell that number from 150 to more?
If you're, I always say, we focus mainly on, I must stress, we do have a men's group as well, separate, but what we have with Bob and Blether is a community of women. A lot of the work that we do, whether it's for the My Name's Doddie Foundation, we also do work for Women's Aid or for charities that support women and children in our area. We have a men's group, the Duking Dudes, that runs concurrently alongside. And it's about having the space. Sometimes childcare is an issue, so that if one of you is taking care of children and the other one can do it, we try and make that work. But there's always an opportunity for it to grow. And I think one of the reasons that I've always wanted to invest so much time in the sport of rugby is because it's such an inclusive sport. There is a place for everyone, and that's really, really important. And I really feel that value system is completely reflected in the My Name's Doddie Foundation, more so, specifically as we're talking about tonight, in Doddie Aid. And I say that because you might not be able to do the cycle. I can't. For example, I was hoping to do it this year, and I've had 2 children, and my second child, she did quite a number. That's all we need to say about that. But it turns out that Caroline
Can I just say, I've
not
not had 2 children. The second one didn't do a number, and I still wouldn't be doing it. So, yeah.
But then I look at you. You're a great example, Bruce. You were so inspirational when I saw you a few years ago. You started running. And it's not something that you've done for a long time. I say that with the greatest of respect. But you did, and you included people as part of your journey via social media. And I think we go back to that inclusive piece and the inclusivity around it. There are so many avenues for you to be able to engage with Doddie Aid. It might be walking, it might be yoga, it might be bobbing about in the sea. It might be actually swimming in the sea. That is also highly recommended. And I admire you if you do it. But there are so many ways. It might be endurance sport. We're looking at Davy Schiff. My goodness me. He's an incredible ambassador and doing such wonderful things for the community. But ultimately, when it comes to our wee group, Bob and Blether, we do have this brilliant group of women. It's constantly growing. And in March, every year, we hold an International Women's Day event. This year's already, it's going to be a sellout at the Old Course Hotel. And we're just really proud that we can bring women together. And on this occasion, to show and raise some awareness for such an important foundation as the My Name's Doddie Foundation.
Class, almost a mic drop moment. Jamie, I'm going to give you the final word. We've still got a couple of weeks to go. People can still sign up. People can still get out and do a little bit more or just do something. Give us your rallying call. Give us your inspirational sign off.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you I'm sure you'll pop up some links as to what to do and download the app and go out, get walking, and do a little bit of exercise, run, jump in the sea, join our Bob and Blether group and come and do it with us. At the sauna every Monday, we are doing a walk for Doddie with the tartan, and then anyone that comes on the walk gets to the sauna for free afterwards, and then Duke Coffee, which is just next door. So, we urge you to come along. MND takes so much from people and families, but it also has brought us all together in the most unexpected way. So yes, please just go and do it. Go and order the snood and come and join us.
I absolutely
it's
love
worth it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you both. It's been incredible to see you. Keep up the good work and keep posting and sharing, because we love to see it. Like you said, Caroline, it includes people in it. So thank you so much. See you all very, very soon.
Cheers, Bruce.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely love it. More and more inspiration. Just there are people everywhere doing all sorts, bobbing and blethering. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. We've had loads going on, and the team backstage try and stick stuff together. Sean and Anna working hard, and there's so many people out there. The team captains, obviously, but then we've got the management team sitting in behind them, and there's been some pretty special things happening. Doug Stephen, the owner of Doddie the Icon, the tartan tractor, has had it all over the place, and you'll see it popping up, and there's more to come. And we've got a little video for you to watch to give you a bit of a break from me. It's like when you're watching the TV and there was adverts in the olden days, and now you're streaming stuff and there's adverts on that as well. So let's have a look at this cracking video put together by the one and the only, the magnificent Richard Ellis. How cool is the Doddie Icon tractor? And it's a big, beautiful thing. By that I mean Dougie Vipond, but the tractor is also quite attractive. And you might have seen Gordon Shedden there, incredible driver who probably couldn't believe his luck getting to take that big beast around the Knockhill circuit. Thank you to Knockhill. Gordon Shedden, triple British touring car champion, driving that. Now, the Icon has been treated quite well, because even I've had a shot in it. I got to take it for a wee whirl around the village of Melrose, which was kind of scary because there's some big expensive wagons there that I was a bit worried that I was going to, but I got there and I was able to stick it in reverse, did a wee 3-point turn to get into position. It's quite a machine, that very sensitive. Speaking of very sensitive, this is where I have to be very sensitive, because you're told whenever you go into stuff like this, into broadcasting, which I'm claiming is broadcasting, never work with children, never work with animals or an Englishman. It's just what I was told. Now, this is where I was once, someone said to me that you can speak to paupers and princes. I think I'm hitting the top of that echelon, getting closer to a prince with our next guest. I'm not sure where this is going to go, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit scared. But let's bring in the captain of England, the one and the only Archie Curzon.
Bruce, Bruce, it's a real honour. What an introduction. And wow. I don't know where this is going to go. It's going to be very exciting.
The only thing I've been told is we need to be finished by traitors, my man. It's the only thing I've been told. Now,
hey, do not worry, Bruce. I've got a couple of boiled chickens ready to go, so I'm ready for my high protein supper. So I'm all for that.
Boiling a chicken. There you go. There you go. Now, go for it, Archie Curzon, because there may be some people, especially north of Hadrian's Wall, who need to know your curriculum vitae. So go for it. Who are you? What do you do? And how important are you?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at my LinkedIn profile, very important. I am the CEO of Clapham, the Chief Chat Officer. A lot of people say I'm one of the best semi-professional rugby players to play the game. I play 10 for the Clapham Falcons, which is an elite semi-professional rugby team.
All the best people play 10. All the best people play 10.
Yeah. It goes hand in hand with my style in the city. You know, I've got all the chat. I'm very good at organising. I don't really like doing the tackling or the dirty work. So it suits me very well. But yeah, so I guess I'm a businessman, semi-professional rugby player, and a sort of semi-influencer down here in London. And look, I was very honoured to be asked to be captain of England. I've obviously been involved in a few My Name's Doddie's cycles and stuff like that. Spent a lot of time with Kenny Logan and been very much inspired.
I'm really sorry about that. I haven't spent time with Kenny Logan, but that is part of the initiation to becoming a captain. And I am a great lover of anything that is a semi, Archie. So being a semi-influencer is absolutely up there at the top. And I do enjoy your LinkedIn profile and your content. Now,
thank you very much.
Being captain of England. Now, you're probably more in the Johnny Wilkinson 10 mold. I'm more of your kind of Andy Good kind of style 10 mold. But how does it feel to be captain of the whole of England?
Well, firstly, Bruce, I would say on the pitch, I model myself as Johnny Wilkinson. Off the pitch, I want to be like Andy Good, and that's the style I operate at. To be asked to be captain of England, it was like, look, it's a huge honour. I think a few people must have turned it down, but no, it was a look. I'm very, very grateful, and I've taken it very seriously. Obviously, look, I'm disappointed where we are in the league at the moment, but yeah, no, look, I know Gabby and your guy from Strictly Come Dancing were previous captains. I'm a big fan of Strictly Come Dancing, by the way. So yeah, no, look, it's a good one for the CV. It's definitely helped me do some business with clients. So look, anything that I can add to my CV, I'm happy with. But yeah, no, look, I've obviously come across people who have got MND when I've done these challenges who happen to be English, like a guy called Nick Appley, who's an incredible guy, joined us on the cycle. And when you hear from people who are suffering, And if you can make a small difference with, you know, the following I've got, and hopefully get people involved and raise awareness, that it's a small thing I can do, and I feel very privileged.
And you were involved, so for the 745 game, you did a bit of content before then. You riled up the rugby league boys,
Yeah.
which was always good to see. You've been in the cycles. You have to tolerate socialise with Kenny Logan. So there is quite a lot of engagement there, and you're now identified as part of the MND community, which is an incredible thing. How have you enjoyed motivating people, seeing what's on social media? How have you taken inspiration from that?
Well, look, I think in this day and age, I'm going to be serious here, but I think in this day and age, there is so much noise on social media, and there's so much content, and you are battling the whole time to have a voice. And I think it is just really inspiring when you do something like this, where so many people come together for one cause that is not about themselves, but about, you know, raising money for a much needed cause. So even when I'm doing the cycling or the 745 game, I just always think it's amazing how people in this day and age are coming together to do something which is really special. And like I said, to play a small part, to try and raise awareness, to maybe somebody on my profile won't know anything about it, I think is just a great thing. And having met people with it, I know how much of a difference it makes. So look, I'm just happy to put my banter to it. I don't know whether it does it any good or not, but and I know there are a few rugby league players that would like to knock me out, but unfortunately, they will not find me in Clapham.
There's not a lot of rugby league boys in Clapham.
No, I got rid of them when I got into position.
But you know, I'm trying to work out. So, also a Strictly Come Dancing fan. Absolutely.
Anton de Beek, that's his name.
And Anton de Beek, who that's not his real name. Imagine hiding behind a made-up name and just being a persona to get something. That's ridiculous behavior.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything worse. I think they are probably the worst people. That, you know, for me, look, I am who I am. I don't hide behind a facade. And look, you know, out of the M&D community, when I'm not doing charity work, look, I enjoy a bum funnel with the rugby boys. What can I say?
I love it. Right, here we go. The Apprentice, which you would obviously dominate.
Yes.
Or Strictly Come Dancing.
I mean, I would say, I spent my gap year in Canary Wharf, so I'd have to say The Apprentice, because I've got a lot of knowledge now. And actually, you know, I was saying to someone the other day, when I first got to the city, I was very much like George Ford. You know, I was a very safe pair of hands. I had a very steady haircut. You know, I did the job. But as I've had years under my belt in the city, I had become more like Finn Russell, who's, you know, one of my heroes. So, you know, I'm a bit of a heads-up operator.
I thought you were going Marcus Smith, and you're like, I know.
No,
I'm going Finn Russell.
No, Bruce, I am a huge fan of Marcus Smith's girlfriend, but I prefer Finn Russell.
So as a man of class and standing, I'm guessing you probably didn't watch what was the Six Nations Full Contact documentary in which Marcus Smith didn't cover himself in glory, shall we say?
I didn't. I think I watched the first episode with Seb Negri because I know him fairly well. But I didn't watch it. It sort of broke my heart a little bit because I'm not sure they had the best sort of banter in it. So it's a bit of a shame. I feel like rugby, it's got some amazing characters, and whoever's running it doesn't want them to come out, which is a real shame. Whereas like football, I feel like you're getting to see more and more of that.
Seb Negri, he is a very big, handsome man, isn't he?
Yeah, well, people say that about me as well. Yeah, no, he's a good guy. He's got an amazing story, actually. You know, his family escaped Zimbabwe. He's been on my podcast and he's a top guy, really good guy, very likable. And I'd say Italy are probably my second team. I mean, if I was Italian, I'd probably have 100 caps.
You do look Italian. I reckon you could get in there. There's still
well,
time.
I get that, and also Dean Gaffney. I'll take the Italian name.
What is your dog called? Willard?
No. My daughter is actually called Johnny Jono. I don't have a dog.
Dean Gaffney, love it. There's a blast from the past. That is
Yeah.
genius. So how are you racking up? You've done cycles, you've done. How are you racking up Doddie Aid miles?
Yeah, I mean, look, I've gone running. That's my thing. I've been trying to bank runs. I sort of set myself a target to do, I think, around 108 miles in the month of January. I want to go past that, but I thought, look, I'd set a target, and I'm smashing it. You know, I've really taken to running. I'm dropping kegs by the day, so I'm rapido. I'm like a gazelle around Clapham Common. I've started a running club now called the Big Rigs. You've got to be well, I'm 6'6" and 95 kgs, so you've got to be around that. And look, I've enjoyed a stomp. You know, the hockers are holding up, and I don't have earphones. I play my music very loud, Nickelback mainly, and people just hear me. But yeah, no, I'm trying to get out every day. I had a rest day today because I was doing some goal kicking for some YouTube thing yesterday. My legs feel like lead, but I'm hoping to do a 15 or a 20k run tomorrow. So yeah, I'm putting in a shift. Someone has to for England because we're at the bottom of the table.
You are putting a shift, and this is how you remind me of being awesome. Bit of Nickelback reference there for anybody that missed that one, but obviously you got that. When you're out and about, so you've got your social media reach, obviously, because you're dominating that space. But when you're running laps around Clapham Common, and when you're conducting meetings as CEO of Clapham and various other organisations that no doubt you're involved with funny handshakes and your knees out under the table, how are you bringing in people that you meet in real life?
I mean, I tend not to meet many people in real life. It's mainly through LinkedIn. But no, I think, look, we've done quite a lot of events. You know, we've done some live podcasts where we've donated some money and we've talked about it. We've obviously had Kenny on the podcast a lot, and he is just, when he talks about it, it is amazing. You know, like you really feel it. And I did the Brancaster Ball last year. I hosted that, and again, just amazing to hear, you know, some of the stories that people are going, the lengths they're doing. It comes up, and I mean, I feel very fortunate that I don't know anyone that has suffered from MND, but yeah, I feel so close to it in terms of what the stuff we've done. So I bring it up all the time with clients, especially rich ones, and see if I can get a penny out of them. I bring a card machine, and I normally I ask them to donate then and there. Which is again, it's a Finn Russell technique. It's heads up. I just go for it. No one else is doing that. Sometimes I just say, look, should we go for lunch? Let's not do the starter or the main. Let's go straight to dessert. Let's get the deal done. And also, do you want to donate, 6 figures to Doddie Aid?
Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in. When you're speaking on the podcast, you've had the likes of Kenny, but you've also had Jason Fox, who's been involved in the foundation largely through his connection to Doddie. Now, Jason Fox and you, did you go to the same school as Jason Fox?
No, I didn't. No, but I have weirdly got a weird friendship with Foxy. I was actually with him on Friday night doing a charity. Someone, I don't know who is mad enough to do this, but they bought a dinner with me and Jason Fox. I think it was they thought they were just getting Jason Fox, and when I did turn up, the guy did ask me who I was, and then I did pull out my CV and explain to him this is who I am. But it was a lovely meal. But yeah, so I met Foxy on the first cycle ride I did for Doddie Aid, and I can't speak highly enough of him. He's very inspirational, very good looking in real life. And yeah, I mean, I look, not many people know this. I have beat him in an arm wrestle. But yeah, no, he's a top guy, very inspirational, and he has got some wonderful banter.
Yeah, he is an outstanding human. I met him and we did something for the foundation at Tower of London, and he was just brilliant. Great guy. So we're almost out of time because people need to do something for traitors. But Archie, the floor is yours to give a rallying call, mostly to your countrymen. Yeah,
well, I mean, Bruce, just quickly, how many people from England will be on this live? Is it predominantly Scotland?
Yeah. Most things are predominantly Scotland.
Well, I will tell all the Scottish people out there, we are coming for you. There is time left. and we will finish above you. To the lazy people in England, if you're watching this, get off your arse. Okay, it's great that you've donated the money, but we need the miles in the bank. And I will find your address, and I will find you in February, and I will take you for a 20-miler if you don't start pulling your weight. But yeah, and I would also say to anybody, I'm sure everyone here who's watching this has signed up, but I would definitely encourage people to sign up still. You can make a difference. And what I said to a lot of people, I've got all the guys in my office doing it. It is, it's such a wonderful way to start the year. You're doing something that is good, not just for you, but for, other people out there who need it. And it's a great way to motivate and get your year started. So, that's what I would say. I mean, I would swear, Bruce, but and I would sort of give a rugby speech, but you'd have to bleep me out. And I am English. Some of you won't understand me. I speak the Queen's English.
The Queen's English, and now, of course, the King.
The King's English.
It's been an absolute
Bruce,
pleasure.
thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me, and good luck to everyone. And look, I'm sure I'll catch you soon.
Awesome. You're a gentleman, sir. Thank you.
Cheers. Love and champagne. Love and champagne.
We'll definitely hook up with him on LinkedIn, folks. I'm cautious. We've got 10 minutes to go, and I don't want anybody blaming me for not knowing who's been voted out or murdered or whatever happened at the round table. I love when you get some of that energy from Archie and somebody properly motivated who's engaging with us, and top man. Give him a follow if you can find him on social media, or if you're on LinkedIn, go for it. He pretty much dominates it. Speaking of montages and people who are inspiring and fully engaged, we've got another class collection of stuff you guys have been up to in the last little while. So hit it, Sean. Show us. How good. Bill McLaren, tartan all over the place. I'm pretty sure we had somebody sitting on a cloud. Like, how have we got people up in the clouds? That was awesome. And referees all over the place with their white sticks. Fair play to them. Their guide dogs must be trucking up the miles. Brilliant. The border referees who are all over the show and always have been for Doddie Aid. Great supporters. Folks, it's always an honour whenever Doddie Aid comes around and I get to do this stuff. It absolutely fills me up. The MND community is an incredible thing. None of us chose it. None of us want it. And it looks like we're stuck in it and we're going to be for a while. But it's a pretty good place to be because it gives hope and inspiration to people that need it. And it motivates so many people to engage in something and look out with themselves and see other people that, you know, whether it's a post on social media or a WhatsApp message or a phone call or a meetup or a coffee or a bob and blether, I don't really care what it is. Please just get involved. Drag other people along. It's always better doing it with somebody else, isn't it? It's a bit like the dad in American Pie. You can hit a tennis ball against the wall all you like, and it's a game. It's a game, Jim, but it's not the real thing. So let's get together and let's do the real thing. We've been going with Doddie Aid since 2021. Over £6 million raised. There's over 100,000 people have been involved, and you've probably been one of those people for 6 times. So my hat or bandana or snood or whatever it is off to you. Over 11 million miles covered by those 100,000 people. And some people have done 10. That's fine. That's okay. You got your snood, you did your 20 quid, and maybe you stuck some pennies in a tin as well. It is an amazing thing, and it's going to continue to be, but it's people that make it, and you're the people. Please keep it going. We'll be back next week, next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, where we're going to go for 4 hours because Traitors finishes on Friday. Next week's going to be a marathon, an absolute marathon. Doddie Aiders, please keep going. There's still time to sign up. We're going to be logging miles right up until the 5th of February. The Six Nations will be kicking off. There's all sorts of stuff kicking off, but hopefully you're getting your year off to a great start. Well done so far. More to come. Love you so much. Bruce Aitchison for now. See you next week.